I'm Liv Preston, I'm an artist. I'm just installing at NC, Nottingham Contemporary, for Hollow Earth show. I've been researching Subterranean and caves in general for like a really long time, and it's been a kind of lifelong interest for me anyway. Sort of being a bit of a ferret, like going into these spaces all the time. For almost 10 years now, I've been collecting a variety of caving publications, particularly on British caving. I've made a series of sculptures that are set in these pelican hard-rig cases, which are usually used for storing equipment, and some are filled with different materials. There's different sculptures in some of the boxes. One of them, for example, is a kind of large square box which is filled with water, and there's these aluminium sandcasts of a kind of variety of objects that have been enamelled, and they sort of look possibly like things that you might expect to encounter at maybe like the bottom of a pit or like a canal or a well, but in a sort of like fantasy sense. Like could be like a cartoon in like a kind of D&D manual. So for example, in Press E search container, there's a dog skull, and there's a lot of like cases of like animal bones in caves, which are actually very common, but I suppose like every time you encounter a skeleton, it sort of always keeps being fascinating. There's an anaglyph in one of the boxes. Anaglyphs are those things from the 90s in magazines that you had to put the little glasses on to see, and they're sort of like semi-3D, like big kind of gimmick thing. But this caver called Footleg had taken a photograph of a Paleolithic cave bear skeleton in Spain. He's sort of been on a mission to recreate this skeleton because a fossil hunter tried to steal it and basically just smashed it to bits inside one of the caves. So all that exists of it now are these photographs. He started making anaglyphs to try and sort of like communicate the 3D-ness of it. One of the boxes is full of school exercise books, and there's something about like the photocopy which makes sense in terms of the economy of a lot of those images as well, because a lot of the caving stuff is, you know, people just making it home as like hobbyists. It's a bit of the like Schrodinger's cat thing, right, where it's like anything can be inside the box, and I think the potential of what the space of the closed box is and what you say is in there, and whether someone believes you or not leaves room for like a lot of possibility.